The story of a superhero is never complete without a debilitating force. Superman's weakness was kryptonite, and ours is relying on our own strength. Hey everyone, it's Rosie, and yes, we are awakening to a spiritually, mentally, and emotionally fit life. And today, we're talking about grace. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but strong women are trending now. Now, don't get me wrong, strong women have been around since the beginning of time, but the ground is especially fertile right now for women to be empowered. Now, so many women have gone before us and paved the path for the rest of us, and we remember them today for different reasons, but at the end of the day, they all had one thing in common, and that's that they all carried something just a little extra, and that extra bit empowered them to do something spectacular, outside of the normal, outside of the box, breaking glass ceilings, all things for which we admire and remember them today. In many instances, purpose was born out of hardship, and it wasn't until these women were at the end of themselves that something new was born. Now, some would argue that strong women are self-made, and I would argue and say to them that they're actually God-made. So that extra bit that these women carried, that empowerment, it's called grace. Now, I'm sure you immediately think of something church-related when you hear that word, but I want to look at grace from a different angle. So besides being the name of a woman, something that we do at the beginning of a meal, or a term used to describe a woman as she walks across the room, grace is also an enabler. So what does that mean? Well, it means that grace gives us the ability and the power to reach things that we can't reach on our own. And just like any other superhero's power, it originates in a place outside of ourselves. And this power, called grace, originates in God. Now back to this kryptonite. Every time Superman encountered it, he was weakened and brought to his knees. And unless there was an intervention, Superman ran the risk of no longer being Superman and not fulfilling his purpose because he was debilitated. So if grace is our superpower, then our debilitating force is relying on our own strength. Because in this self-sufficient mind frame, depending on our knowledge, wisdom, and intelligence can only take us so far. And getting spiritually, mentally, and emotionally fit on a real level is going to require a little extra. It's going to require some real strength, the supernatural kind. Because if we could have done it on our own, we would have done it by now. So, are you ready to be empowered? Are you ready to allow grace to help you face all those things that have been holding you back? Are you ready to allow hardship to make a pathway to purpose? Because the end of you is the beginning of Him, and where we finish is where He begins.